Well, you're not a mod,
Wow,
so...
this is garbage.
Quickly, we must go!
Engine is an inbound skip. There's a few others. Louis skip is an inbound skip. I am of the personal opinion that the first part of off balance, where you just bypass the Ika removal, is inbounds, and I also think that the old version of nitro processing, the part where you bypass, I meant Akano for off balance, and then the same bypass in nitro processing to keep Ika, the old version, I think that is also inbounds. In my opinion, at least. Those ones I guess are a bit more debatable, but I consider them to be fully inbounds. Most of the other skips are out of bounds, though. So it mostly, like, it does remove off balance, which kind of sucks. But it mostly just turns the run into, like, every level is just, like, movement based. Which is, like, not to say that the levels with skips in regular any percent aren't movement based, but I think there's a clear divide there. Yeah, the slide spin in this game is so good. It's one of those things where, like, when it was just, like, the early set of skips, any percent was like, oh yeah, no, it's mostly movement based, but then a couple levels have skips. But now it's just, like, there's so many wacky skips in, like, a bunch of different levels. Also, that gold sound is too loud, but I can't fix it right now.
Get ready for a killing!
was like, what levels have skips now? Hit the Road has a skip. Engine has a skip. Jetboard Jetty has a skip. Oh, also the checkpoint snipe in Hook, Line, and Sinker is an inbound skip, but it's also like it saves like 3 seconds or something. Jetboard Jetty has a skip, but that one's allowed. Dragon On has 3 skips. Off Balance has a skip. Home Cookin' has like 2 or 3 skips. Run It By You has a skip. Snow Way Out has a skip. Trying to think what else. Out for Launch has a skip. Crash Landed has a skip. Crash Landed skip is fucking nuts. Like, that is very much a only do if you are top level skip. It's like the Crash Landed skip is basically Luis skip if it was on crack. It's the same concept, but you use it for like the whole fucking level, and you just like float through the level. I used to be like that suspect. I think the moment I branched out into non-crash, I became much more of an any percent runner. When you play like not the PS1 crash games, you realize that a lot of games have really frustrating completion. Yeah, Totally Tubular is my favorite of like the skins in Vanilla Crash 4. And it wastes a whopping 2 seconds to use it in a run, so sometimes when I feel like it, I just do it. Honestly, Yog, as time has gone on, I've actually like started to feel like 2 to 2.5 hours is like pushing it for me. Like, it's got to be a game I really like for me to want to run a game for that long. Exhibit A, Kingdom Hearts. I think my sweet spot is somewhere between the like 30 minute to 1.5 hour range. Okay, I need to like turn these fucking sound effects down. Dude, it's so great coming into this level knowing that it's not like a coin flip on whether or not I'm resetting. Yog, have you simply considered being better? Oh, how I've missed the movement in this level. Except for this part. God, I missed doing that. Oh yeah, I was listing levels that had skips, and I got sidetracked by Crash Land as being fucking nuts. On console, A Hole in Space has a skip, but thankfully that shit does not work on PC because it's turbo ass. Food Run has like multiple skips that have all obsoleted each other, so I think there's just like one big Food Run skip, but there's technically multiple variants of it. Crate Escape has a skip now that I actually just learned yesterday. Nitro Processing has a skip. But yeah, no, I think I just named like 10 levels at least that have skips. What did I say? I said hit the road. Yeah, hit the road, jetboard jetty, stage dive. So hit the road, stage dive, jetboard jetty. Dragon on. So that's 4. Off balance is 5. Home cooking is 6. Run it by you 7. Technically no dillo-dallying, but that's not in any percent. That was at what, 6? Snow out 7. Oh, there's Punchbot skip in the first Cortex fight, so that's another skip. That's also inbounds. So that's 8. Oh, I did not need to. Out for Launch has 1, so that's 9. Crash Landed has 1, so that's 10. Food Run has 1, that's 11. Crate Escape has 1, that's 12. Nitro Processing has 1, that's 13. 13 out of 29 levels in any, or that didn't include boss fights.
Stay away from the metal. Don't like death metal.
So 13 of the 29 levels plus 5 bosses have skips.
Now bend the cool. The show must go on.
Yeah, 4 times the turn, that one.
You really know how to.
So I don't know how this skip is pulled off on this fight. Okay, so this is like super elaborate and very difficult, so I'll try to explain it really simply. You slide spin, and that's it. Hopefully the gold sound doesn't ear bleed anymore. You know, but that's literally all you do. You slide spin into him, and it hits him twice, and it just skips the next phase. Thought I was spinning the robot and triggering along your lane. Nope. It's you slide spin, and you audibly hear engine get hit twice, and the second hit, for whatever reason, just skips the entire next phase. The funny thing is that, like, I have this whole ass bit for every time I commentate Crash 4, where I'm just like, yeah, so this is the hardest skip in the game. So step 1, you slide spin, and that's the skip. The problem is that there's actually a more elaborate and faster and more difficult version of the skip that does have more steps than that, and I'm so mad that it exists because it ruined the bit. I don't even know how we found the stage dive skip, but I'm so glad we did, because that fight is really, really long if you don't do it. It's such a good fight, but it's an auto scroller and really long. Yeah, this game is gorgeous. I don't think it looks as pretty as NF, but like goddamn, it's pretty fucking close. I should probably play NF soon because I still do have to make an NF track ranking. For a 2020 game, it still looks good. Do not, please do not phrase things like 2020 should look dated. Stop it. 2020 was still last year. Shut up. Okay, that's like more reasonable, but still kind of loud. You know what's disgusting? I have a reminder in my phone set to tell me so I can make a post about it when we are officially further away from the release of NST than NST was from the release of Mind Over Mutant. Which, if I remember correctly, is going to be at the end of March. Do wish it was a bit more detailed. It can look flat and plastic at times. I think that's just like a Toys for Bob thing, because Spyro Reignited kind of looked the same way, in my opinion. And yeah, NF's lighting just carries it so hard. I think NF took like what NST was trying to do and made it like really, really good. Mind Over Mutant. I should go back to like relearning that because I have a 360 now. This year the best Pokemon region turns 10 and you're not ready for that. Joke's on you. Sinnoh turned 10 like a long ass time ago. Dude, I'm not even sure Sinnoh's my favorite region. It's like a really close race between Sinnoh, Johto, and Unova. Crash 4 is a person and beginner. Yog, you say these things. If I'm gonna admit to a dumb girl moment, it took me so long to realize that your username wasn't Valilf. Crash 4 years old, stop it. It's more than that. I know because I missed the 5-year anniversary to make an any percent video. I'm still gonna make it eventually. It just won't be on the 5-year. If it makes you feel better, there's another Crash runner named Taro Nuke, and I went like, I want to say at least 3 years calling him Taro Nuke before realizing it was supposed to be Taro Nuke, and I was just like, dude, why didn't you ever correct me? See, at least Valilf is a funny mispronunciation. I actually die inside when people say Kylie Kyubi. I'm just like, I'll need to brush up on your Japanese folklore. Yagun. When you still had like the full, like, before you changed it to Yog NF, did anybody ever say Yog Hurt Boy instead of Yogurt Boy? Yes, I'm so sorry. I guess the one positive thing about my old username is that it was profoundly hard to fuck up. But also, I'm glad I don't have that username anymore. Yogurt. Oh, I get it. No, you don't. It's Yogurt Boy. That's funny, Yog. New user fits me better. That's what I'm saying, Octo. I've said this before. My old username was literally just like a leftover of like some name I thought of for Pokemon games back in like 7th grade that I thought was really cool for some fucking reason. The saxophone lore did go hard. That is true. that's the other casualty, is that the saxophone story is just gone. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My old username is more of a dead name to me than my actual dead name. It's like a really funny tweet I saw a long time ago when I like actually still use Twitter. There's the real dead names are the usernames girls come up with when they were 12-year-old boys, and I was just like, oof. To be fair, Yog, to come up with my new name, I took my old name and stuck a letter in it. I still don't appreciate when I get called my old name because it's not my name anymore. Legally, I did change it. But, like, I wasn't so repulsed about my old name that I wanted to come up with something completely new. I was just like, you know, the feminine version of this name is very cute and I think it fits me. Whereas old username is just like, I literally only have this username because I could never think of anything better. Used to go by Invader Mario 321 when you were on DeviantArt. Dude, when I was on Neopets, which was like the first online thing I ever did, my username was Bandicoot Boy. No, I can legally change my name. It's my gender marker where it gets hazy. Which I do have my correct gender marker on my driver's license, and I can get it changed on my birth certificate, which I still need to do. It's passport and social security where I can't change it. Thank you, Lord Annoying Orange. But, you know, my name is legally Kylie. Honestly, I think the bigger W is that my mom has started calling me Kylie, which is, I never thought that was going to happen. Damn, I fucked that up. I remember there was like a period of time I almost did the skip on instinct. There was a time where instead of like old username, my username everywhere was K followed by last name, because I knew a classmate in high school who would say that, but with the inflection of like "Hey, thanks," because I have a 1-syllable last name, and for some reason I was like, yeah, that's better than old username. It was not. So my League of Legends like summoner name is that, but I also don't play League of Legends anymore, so I don't care. Dude, nice. Read JoJo's, please. That's great. See, I think the actual cool thing about my my legal name is that I changed my middle name to Quinn. So my middle initial and my last initial make Q and B. So my full first name plus middle and last initial is Kylie QB. And yes, I did plan that. Like, I was like waffling on what I wanted my middle name to be. And I realized, I was like, wait, shit, if I make my middle name start with Q, I can be Kylie QB. And I was like, okay, what girl names start with Q? And it was basically just Quinn. And I was like, I like that name. She was a cool character in Zoe 101. Qbert? Oh, yeah. I was scrolling through old photos, and I remember I found that screenshot from Crash Team Rumble where it says Coco's full name is Coconut Bandicoot. You're making your middle name Elf or Elfie? Do it. This is not out of bounds. But the next part is, so... Crazy Pull bringing up Zoe 101. Yeah. Funny thing is, I didn't watch that show till like 2019 or 2020 or something. It depends on the culture, Yog. I know in Filipino culture, it's very often to have the middle name of your, like, to have your middle name be your mother's maiden name, which my college girlfriend is full Filipino. I say my college girlfriend is as if we're still together. We're not, but like she still is around and is my friend. So my ex from college. There we go. Better. She's full Filipino, and her middle name is her mother's maiden name. And I know at least a few other people like that. My family did not follow that tradition, so my sister and I just have completely different middle names.
Why don't people take me seriously?
I considered making my middle name a variant of my dad's first name because that's what my original middle name was, but I didn't like the female version of it, and I was like, this isn't me. I also considered Vivian because obvious. I also considered Minerva because Minerva, like the Lightsworn Maiden, is one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think I would have probably landed on Minerva if I didn't think of Quinn. Yeah, Quinn was the nerd. High key, Quinn's probably the best character in that show. Yeah, I think in a lot of South American cultures it's like that, Yog. Inverted sucks, yeah. It still blows my mind that in the original release of Inverted, or in the original release of Enhanced, Inverted was just completely removed, and then he added it back as an optional thing because people actually complained that it was removed. I'm like, Crash fandom and making up their minds, name a more iconic not duo. Gemini Alpha is pretty fit. You're a Gemini and you're an elf. I'm a Gemini, but I'm not an elf. Why isn't there a Gemini Fox? For the longest time, though, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card was Foxfire. Now NSC bad because old and they actually ruined the series. Yog, I don't think I could put into words how little I care about anything the Crash fandom says. You're a Capri Sun. That's what it is, for sure. Capricorn, isn't that the thing that Kurt uses to make Pokeballs? I don't know, I'm an inverted hater. After my most recent 106 playthrough from Cubiethon 1, I would actually argue that most of the filters suck. The only two I think I like are the echolocation one from Hub 1 and the paint splash one from the Pirate Hub. That's what I'm saying, Mel.
Time for a spring cleaning. Jump on a TNT crate. What am I, a bandicoot?
The snow one is so bad. The last hub is 8-bit. Yes, next dimension is underwater and it slows the games down, or slows the levels down. By the way, the longest level in the game by a lot is in the snacks dimension.
I made all them tablecloths myself.
Dingodile is definitely the best side character in this game, and I think part of that is because he's the most functional of them. It's fine, I guess. Tana feels like Twakoku to you. Tana is Twin Sanity Nina if she was bad. You're a big guy. For you.
How do you like them wampus?
At least Tana has a jump worth a damn. So is Dingodile. It's a deep cut there. I refuse to believe we're in an age where the Dark Knight Rises is the deep cut. Stop it. Infernal. Oh, the Twin Sanity. I refuse to believe we're in an era where that's a deep cut either. Stop it. That's the same fucking series, at least. I also, like, am, like, one of the best Twin Sanity speedrunners, so there's that, too. It's the only game where I get the shameless... Was that a banana in the water? I've never noticed that. Creamy coconut doctor. Wait, hold on. Park this thought. I need a link to that confirmation like now, because I will become a fat fuck who drinks sugary soda again just for creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. They should bring it back and never ever take it away again. You'll stick with Propel Sparkling Ice. Shut your whore mouth. Wait, we get to hear him go, yeah. Yeah, you did it. This is the best category. Chat, what if I play Twin Sanity after this? Joke's on y'all, my Xbox is not plugged in. Hey, Dio. if I played Fortnite? Fortnite collaborated with Harry Potter, so it's a hard fucking pass from me. I wasn't gonna spend money on Fortnite anyway, but now I'm definitely not ever touching it with a 10-foot pole. So. They also did AI dumb shit. Yeah, I expect that from like every company now. What if I Yugi? I could do Yugi.
Right then. Need a hand.
I think at least like for like actual Yu-Gi-Oh, like Omega, I want to wait for a certain card to be legal in the TCG, and that legality is tomorrow. Also, Time Warp is allowed in no OoB because it's not an OoB. Damn, I just got fucking destroyed. We're playing this on the demo. Me too. Was this always like that? It's stronger the lower your FPS is, which is why I dropped it by 30. Or dropped it to 230. I definitely press spin, but tell me more. You watched so many people play the demo during that time? IGN watched me play the demo and had me on the YouTube channel for it. I gotta sneeze again. See, here's the thing, Yogg. I don't trust that James Earl Jones, in good faith, agreed to the AI stuff because he was probably old and sickly and dying and probably maybe not even fully understanding of what the implications were. That's kind of like, that kind of reeks of Harper Lee agreed to publish Ghost at a Watchman as she was like dying kind of thing. Like that. And someone recently was like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts is gonna collaborate with Fortnite. Kylie, I'll see you on the like field or whatever." And I was just like, "No, you won't. They collaborated with Harry Potter. I ain't touching that shit with anything." Spin is so weird in this. Yes, it is. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, Fortnite doesn't seem to be like my kind of game anyway. So again, I probably wasn't going to touch it regardless, but after the Harry Potter stuff, I'm definitely not touching it. You know, I really enjoyed this period in time where Harry Potter had become like very obscure and people were just like collectively on board with like not giving it attention because it was old and like J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. I forgot to change the video file. Whoops. That's bullshit. But then they started milking Harry Potter again because of that HBO series. And now I'm just kind of sad. Hi, Vivian. I don't know. After like J.K. Rowling outed herself as like the biggest fucking like raging ass turf ever, like outside of the most diehard Harry Potter fans, basically everybody was like, yeah, no, we're kind of just taking our hands off this thing. You like Harry Potter despite the creator being a piece of shit? I have very fond memories of the Harry Potter series. It was a cornerstone of my childhood. And I would not go as far as to say I dislike the series. Because clearly it meant a lot to me at a certain point in my life. That being said, fuck J.K. Rowling. I refuse to support her in any capacity. And if that means removing Harry Potter from my life, then 1000% I'll do it. As I have. There's a difference between liking something and supporting something. I think that's a distinction that needs to be made. There are things about Harry Potter that I still like quite a lot. I like the themes of, you know, death and love and all that shit. Unfortunately, none of that negates the fact that the author makes money off of it and proudly flaunts the fact that she uses said money to fund anti-LGBT fund or like causes, and gloats when she is successful in any of those endeavors. Would I pirate it? No, because I don't want to give that series any form of attention. Like I think the most vile thing you could do is financially support that franchise in the modern day. Like that's like the cardinal sin. Like, please do not do that. Especially when she actively brags about using her money to harm trans groups. But I think even like supporting the franchise in any way is pretty suspect because like she just thrives off of that attention.
About that. I'm having fun. Can you tell?
Like, I don't assume the worst of people who just like the older stuff, like the older video games or the older movies or whatever. But I do raise an eyebrow if like it does make me think things if I see somebody like still messing with that stuff. Also 6'7". I don't know. My stance is I don't automatically assume the worst out of anybody who just like enjoys the older stuff on their own time without giving her money. But I personally refuse to platform the series in any way. And before anybody says that I'm platforming it by talking about it, because that has been mentioned before, no, I'm explaining my point. If I'm using my platform to tell you to not enjoy this franchise, I'm not platforming it. Fucked up. Like, I got so heated when someone said if you don't want the series to be platformed, then don't talk about it. Like, I got so fucking heated when I saw that. I was like, I'm not getting into this.
Ow! Punchbot Mark II is for punching you, not me. Let's try.
The thing is that, like, it goes beyond just, like, the trans stuff. Like, J.K. Rowling will say that, like, she's just, like, anti-trans. But, like, she has also, on record, said that she thinks asexuality is bullshit. So, like, it's not just, like, trans stuff. She's just a fucking bigot.
Is my own design. Do you like it? Punch that Bandicoot, Punchbot! Well, if you won't play fair, then neither will I. Whoops! Did I do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Kill the
Seasick.
Bandicoot, crush the bandicoot, smash in his head. I wonder what happens if I hit all the buttons at once.
Roasted weenie.
Feel the wrath of Cortex.
Ah, he said it. He said the thing. I've also tried to make it clear on multiple occasions that, like, when it comes to, like, why you shouldn't support Harry Potter, like, Harry Potter specifically is a hyper specific scenario in terms of, like, not supporting a work created by a shitty person. And it's solely because she still profits off of it and actively brags about how she profits off of it and uses that to be a shitty person. And that's why I think it's different from, like, someone mentioned how, like, Notch, the person who made Minecraft, is, like, a really shitty person, but it's not problematic to like Minecraft because he doesn't profit off of it anymore. So, like, so it's not bad to like Minecraft. Or my go-to example, Butch Hartman is also a shitty person, but I don't think it's problematic to like the Fairly Odd Parents or Danny Phantom because, for one, he's never owned those shows, he's just made them. Like, all of that is Nickelodeon. And, like, he doesn't profit off of you watching those shows. Like, it is the hyper-specific scenario of J.K. Rowling still owns Harry Potter, still gets royalties from Harry Potter, and actively, like, flaunts the fact that she gets these royalties off of Harry Potter that makes it a problem. Which is also why, and I'm bringing this up not to call him out, just a conversation I've had with him. I have had this conversation with HypnoShark, and I just want to clarify, I love HypnoShark, I love Sam, he's a great guy. There was one time when, like, this was like years ago, before I had really even formulated my own opinion on the Harry Potter stuff, where he said, well, if Andy Gavin turned out to be a serial killer, I would still play Crash Team Racing. And I just think that argument is fundamentally flawed, because, again, Andy Gavin doesn't make money off of Crash Bandicoot, and never has. He has never owned Crash Bandicoot, and, like, that's the key distinction. But again, also, like, I don't really raise an eyebrow at people who still, like, play the old Harry Potter games. Like, I've seen people speedrun, like, HP1, PS1, and, like, I don't agree with it. That is the one speed game I've ever ran that I am truly 100% retired from. I am never running that game again. But that is my own personal choice because I don't want to platform the franchise in any way. But, like, if someone wants to speedrun the old games, like, okay, fine. Like, you're not giving her money. I don't really care that much at the end of the day. I don't really agree with it, but I'm not going to assume you're a fucking turf for playing a PS1 game from the year 2000.
Ooh, bouncy.
I might explain my point to you, but, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, no, you're a transphobe for playing this game from, like, back then. I draw more of a line with, like, when you actively support the franchise in the modern age. That is I'm not about that. Thankfully, I don't really know anybody who does that.
Ooh, I've never tried a volcano lair.
I will say I was a little disappointed, I think, like, a year ago, when some of my, like, Yu-Gi-Oh friends mentioned that they, like, gone to Universal and went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I had to explain, shouldn't do that. But even that, I realized, was not out of, like, genuine malice.
Haven't seen mushrooms that big since I left the Gigantizotron running overnight.
Yeah. Like, I think it is fair to be wary of somebody who still, like, indulges in the old stuff, but I don't automatically assume ill intent in the same way I do from people who are like actively buying merch and shit nowadays. And even then, like, I don't always assume ill intent with that either. That's kind of like, that can be ignorance, and I'll explain my point. And then if people still say, well, fuck you, I'm gonna buy this stuff anyway, then it's ill intent because I've told you my point, explained it, and you're ignoring me. Wasn't there a Danny Phantom is trans theory? There's a lot of like parallels between Danny and like the trans experience, but that's definitely not something Butch Hartman would have put in intentionally. I don't think he's ever gone on record to say it, but I'm like pretty sure he's probably a transphobe, considering the fact he's a very godly person. He's very Christian values. Now that being said, in a similar vein, Jenny Wakeman from My Life as a Teenage Robot is a fantastic trans allegory, and Rob Renzetti, the creator of the show, has said that that was 100% unintentional, but he is also completely on board with it. So Rob Renzetti's pretty based. Get fucked, dog. Oh, I should write that down as a video idea. Talking about how Jenny relates to the trans experience. You're trying? Yo, me too! Fuck off, game. People who couldn't have Christian values are the people who stray furthest from Christian values. 1,000%. When people say Christian values, they mean cis hetero white supremacy. And I say that because, like, my surrogate aunt is, like, a Christian woman. She doesn't flaunt having Christian values, and she is, by my stamp of approval, a very good ally.
May I assist?
If she wasn't, I probably wouldn't talk to her. This is one level where you really need to be extending your slides. Thank you, Super Sphere. I didn't know that. Not like I was speedrunning that level since before the game came out or anything. You know, that's actually very true, Rocto. I didn't think about that. That's so funny. Oh, sorry, Super Sphere. I am struggling to keep up with chat. I don't know if that has been apparent. I'm surprised it's been this active, but I'm about it. I don't think Christianity or any religion in and of itself is a problem. Like, I'm not religious, and I'm on record being like not being religious, but I don't think it's inherently a problem. I think the institutionalization of religion and like the organization of it is a problem, because at that point it is no longer religion, it is hate. But people who like are religious and actually follow the morals and stuff, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, my aunt is a very devout. I think she's Catholic. She's either Catholic or like some other denomination of Christian. But like, she has been my biggest supporter since coming out as trans to her, and her daughter is gay. So. I don't know why I did it like that, but that was so fucked. I think it sucks that like we live in an age where I have to be wary about somebody saying they're religious, because it shouldn't be like that. It also sucks because like the hatred and bigotry that's disguised as religious values also runs the risk of warping the perception of people who may not have ill intention but get their information from the wrong sources. I think my mom is a very good example of this. For all of the issues I've had with my mom in the past, I don't think she's ever had ill intention. I think she's just a lot of times been horribly misinformed, and also a lot of times been unwilling to become properly informed until surprisingly recently. And I think a lot of that is because, like, I know for a fact at least one of her close friends is, like, turbo bigoted, because I've had unpleasant conversations with him, mostly revolving around BLM and how he thinks they were a bunch of hired thugs. So, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, that's a big thing, Sally. Like, when I made it clear to my mom that I was, like, trying to distance myself from her, like, she ended up choosing me over, like, outdated beliefs, which, like, again, I didn't expect that outcome, but I'm really glad that was the outcome. I think, like, because I remember, like, at the same time that I was, like, on the odds with her, my sister was calling her out on a lot of this shit also. And, like, one of the things my sister blatantly said to her was, you have 2 daughters. I understand that this is really hard to grasp, but you need to, and it's very important. And I think that eventually just fucking clicked in her head. I don't know if it was just her having time to sit on it, or if, like, one of her friends, like, talked sense into her or whatever, but, like, something happened, and things are better now. Also, hi, Tim. I mean, I think she kind of realized with the way she was going about things, her options were either accept that she had 2 daughters or grow accustomed to the fact that she had no children that wanted to talk to her. And I think at that point, like, the option became obvious. I think in her head it wasn't an option. Like, I think she was probably thinking, okay, well, you know, they're upset right now, but they'll get over it, kind of thing. Like, that has been a defense mechanism for her in the past, though. She kind of just waits for things to blow over. I think at the point when we made it clear that this was not blowing over and we were standing our ground on it, and, like, if things didn't change, we were going to stop talking to her. Like, I think at that point, like, it clicked. Like, she's like, okay, no, they're very serious about this. They being the collective of my sister and me. Because my sister 3,000% had my back through all of it. I didn't even, like, ask my sister to have my back on. I mean, I knew she was going to, but, like, I didn't even ask her to, like, call out our mom about it, but, like, she just did it on her own volition, which was very, very kind of her. And I was like, because, like, after I told my sister about the one very unpleasant conversation I had with my mom, she was like, you were so brave for going through that conversation and not, like, lashing out or getting upset or anything. And then, like, she showed me, like, the conversation she had where she called our mom out about it. And I was like, I know you keep saying I'm brave, but I think you're really brave for calling her out in a way that I have not had the courage to. Oh, I have already thanked my sister a million times for it. It probably helps that my sister's kid is non-binary, but my sister was already, like, an ally well before that. Also, my sister's not even an ally. My sister is LGBT because she's pan, so...
Between dimensions.
Reality shattering proportions.
Interdimensional domination. Something monumentally stupid.
Yeah, that was like a really nice silver lining in a really shitty December, Sally.
Not from our universe.
And I'm not saying that just because she saved me from going broke, which she definitely did, but... A door between pronouns. Is this? Oh, I fucked up. Okay, we're not getting, yeah. Way out, way out, way out, way out, way out. Kick some entropy. Yeah, no, sorry, Chad. I fucked up. Gotta reset the whole run.
In my universe, bandicoots are considered pests, as fit for extermination as a pastime.
Oh, how modern.
Some keep them as pets, but I find it disgusting.
I actually had that conversation with my sister, Swaggy, because my dad passed like 10 years ago, so like, wow.
So many.
Yeah, so my dad passed well before I ever had the chance to even explore my own identity. So like, there was no universe where I like ever came out to him about this stuff because I didn't know until years after he was gone. And I know my aunt has like always been like, oh, he would have been so supportive of you. He loved you so much. But also, my sister and I had this conversation. It was like, yes, we really loved him. He really loved us. He was overall like
How a lost puppy's found its way
Like, he cared about us, but also he had some views that were, you know, low-key a little misogynistic and homophobic and a little racist, and, like, you know, he was a traditional conservative man and very, very stubborn. I don't know if he would have been okay with all this. But also, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters.
I'll squash this bug.
I don't think it really matters how he would have reacted, because the fact of the matter is that that opportunity never came up and it never will. And dwelling on it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. Like, sometimes, yes, I wonder how would he have reacted to me being trans and gay. Or to my sister's kid and therefore his grandkid being non-binary. And I genuinely don't know. But I think it's okay to have that be my answer. I don't know, and ultimately it doesn't really matter. It would not have changed my decision to go through the transition process. Might have made taking the first few steps really hard, because I was always much more afraid of disappointing him than disappointing my mom. But I think I would have ultimately ended up doing it anyway. How's the E stuff doing? E as in estrogen? It's going pretty great. I stab myself with a needle every week, and it puts the good juice in my body. Ow. It's not that bad when you get used to it. Yeah, honestly, so I know it can be really hard, but as somebody who has a lot of regret with how I kind of avoided my dad for like the last month because I didn't want to accept the fact that he was that sick, like, definitely don't do that. That was a large source of regret for me for a very long time. You know, like needles when they take blood out, but when they're putting things in you, it's okay. So thankfully, I just do like subcutaneous injections, so it's like only into the skin, like it's not into the muscle. So it's like a really tiny needle I inject myself with, so it's not bad at all. Yeah, that's a process I went through also. When's E, but it's like an edible. That's tablets, Yog.
Know how to smoke a steak.
Hey, Anthony. These edibles ain't shit. Turns into a girl. Yo, I would have aimed that shit at a, you know, like heartbeat. But no, like for the first few years after my dad passed, I had like a near messianic like worship of him, where I was just like, yeah, no, he was this like amazing human being who like was like just this like wonderful person who I miss dearly, and like I do miss him a lot. Like I don't want to sound like I don't, but it was kind of like as more years passed and I like came to terms with both his passing and like memories I had of him that were less than pleasant, I've more settled on he was an incredibly flawed individual, but ultimately had a very good heart. I guess, in other words, he was not perfect. And I think that's a very healthy perspective to have. To acknowledge that for all the things he tried to do right, he was very flawed. Yeah, I accepted the fact that he was human. This is the wrong time to think of this, but I just immediately thought he was only human, but yes, he was chicken and waffles. God damn it, fucking best
Because
bits.
I saw my future franchise. Oh, bollocks, my head hurts.
Wonder what the local delicacy is here. I hope it's spicy and fried.
And I was just thinking of best pins. Yeah, no, my parents did a lot of things in my childhood and my sister's childhood that definitely were not great. But I kind of just accepted those things happened and try to move past it. This level sucks, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
You know what's crazy? This is like the most widely reviled level in the game, and usually when people talk about the worst level in Crash 4, it's generally this one. I don't agree. I do, though. Well, you're wrong! As I've said before, I've never been incorrect about anything.
Mmm, spicy fried mystery food.
I mean, I've said on multiple occasions that shipping error is such a horrendously bad level that the only levels in the series that I think rival it are Coral Canyon in Wrath of Cortex and insert basically every huge adventure level here that isn't named Jungle Jam. Ship Happens is a level where, like, in the past, I didn't really think about it, but the more I sit on it, yeah, that level was pretty awful. Was excess that bad? I hate excess. I am the biggest excess hater. I think that game is absolute fucking dog shit. And I have one-on-one presented it enough times to have this opinion and have it be educated. Fuck that game. Actually, no level in Crash sucks as much as Embolism from Crash Bash. So here's the funny thing. As we all know, I am also the biggest Crash Bash hater. I am on record of completely loathing that game and thinking it's one of the worst Crash games ever. I don't hate Embolism. Embolism is actually probably one of my top 5 Crash Bash minigames, which honestly, when you're top 5 in a pile of shit, that's not saying much, but when's every Crash level ranked? I have thought about it, Yog. It would be a very, very big video, so gotta go for the sauce. I did not get the sauce. I don't think I've ever heard the term "poops you off." That's funny. But you know, I will also admit, part of the reason I like Embolism is that for whatever reason I'm oddly like kind of nice at it. I don't know why. But I'm just really fucking good at Embolism. But, yeah, no, I don't hate it. It's actually probably my favorite of the 4 ball levels in Bash. Actually, this is not a problem. It's the only one I don't hate. I guess Crash Ball's okay. Also, I'm gonna admit, the Embolism music is, like, hardcore, like, lock-in music. Like, that song gets me in the fucking zone. I'm bragging out. Hell yeah. I deserve to fucking brag with how much I've subjected myself to fucking Bash. I will flex when I'm kind of nice at certain parts of it. Before anybody asks, yes, this is in bounds. And we get to see me do it again. Now it's in floor, yes. Pretend I didn't do that because that was dumb. Nailed it. Nailed it. Do these green guys have a name? Yeah, they're Jeffrey.
Protect your master! Is that what I sound like? Do I have a weird voice? Please, listen to me. Please.
I'm so used to the sound of my own voice that it just like doesn't bother me anymore.
Why did you? I have
Beautiful.
to choose a bandicoot. If I just stuck with the wombat, this all would have been different.
Kekaboom is so funny because if you try to do it normally, it's just like absolute fucking bullshit. But the moment you know the cheese strat, it's the easiest thing ever. Nice. I love toxic tunnels.
What must I do to prove myself? Mother's name, Sharon. Childhood pet, frog with googly eyes. Favorite food, buttered noodles. Butter on the side. Embryo, change the password to my diary. This brute's been snooping.
Yeah, no, you literally just run around in circles, Sally. I still gonna run something else or not? No idea yet. What insanity. My Xbox was set up, maybe. It's fine, man. We'll bitch baby mode this. What about the birds? That's how little he remembers them.
You'll never find me, Neo Cortex. This castle is a maze. the portrait of grandfather that opens when you press on his triangular fossa? How? I've had it up to here with your games, you lout! Lout? Why, I never!
What is it? Am I seeing double?
Embryo, quickly! Revoke this fraud hologram access! No, Embryo, I'm no fraud. I'm from the future. You must listen to me. Embryo, do you not recognize your
I fucked
own
up.
master? I'm the real Cortex. No, Embryo, I am.
Ding dong, ding dong! Oh my, sounds like the doorbell. I'd better go see who it is.
Yeah, I forgot to change that file back.
Don't make me. Help! Anyone! We have an evil doppelganger situation. I'm not a doppelganger. I'm... No, forget it.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so good at this game. It's so weird. I used to speedrun this game like a lot. Like I'm just doing this last level and I'm like, man, I used to run this like for hours a day.
Yoink. Did you jump on the shoot-o-matic?
All right then.
Cheater! Blast it! Assistant, go!
Dude, I love expelling urine from the body via mystic arts.
Non-existence. Shoot-o-matic! Stop that! Assistant, go! Time out! Time out! Annihilator! Fire! What's the matter?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Searing deadly laser. Careful, I might flip. Yes, your whole world is upside down. Confused? Disoriented? I can see your tiny brain cells frying themselves. Assistant, help! Can't keep up the pace. Big back.
It was post-realization, Yogg, pre me being public about it.
Ready, set. Power big.
Well, I overshot that.
Big back. Slow.
You know, by the time I played Thousand Year Door, I knew.
Ready, set. Power before unbelievable. Assistant, go. Rude. Enough. I'm bored of your shenanigans. Unbelievable.
I do wonder, because of how hard I like shilled Vivian after playing Thousand Year Door, I wonder how many people pieced it together before I actually came out.
What can I say? I'm a natural.
Natural disaster.
Not like this. No, 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 no.
Thanks for the GGs. You're a fake Kylie fan? Man, can't believe this.
Must have taken a hit to the old temporal lobe. But a fallen foe can only
Thanks
mean
for the
one
GGs,
thing.
everyone. This is the no OoB world record because I think it's the first run.
My new generals
It also might not even be the no OoB world record because I don't know what any percent runs are no OoB.
We are closer than ever before.
Waha.
Quickly, into the
Free
vortex.
were.
But Dr. Vortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it
Oobs.
can do.
No boobs, man. What a sad life.
Failure again.
Explains a lot.
This game has been a work of fiction.
Because I used the mod. Well, if this is on the category extensions, then mods are allowed.